Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant.
I am also Jeff Grant.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Who am I?
Jeff Grant? No. Steven something? Steven T-shirt?
Steven T-shirt. That sounds right.
Steven T-shirt. All right.
Welcome to the Amazing Nerdiverse.
This week's episode, we're going to talk about the brand new Suicide Squad extended cut, which is now available on digital HD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. It just came out. The Blu-ray's not out for another month. So if you're against buying the digital ones, if you're going to wait for the...
Mm-hmm.
Pete, did anybody buy the Blu-rays anymore other than me?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I put them on the Christmas list or birthday list.
Yeah. Well, I still appreciate special features and stuff like that. And
I like special features. I like having a case. I like the sleekness of the Blu-ray case.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we're going to be reviewing the Suicide Squad extended cut.
Mm-hmm.
This will be my third time seeing the movie, because not only did I see it when I was in theaters, when it came out, it came out the theatrical and extended cut on HD, so I, the other night, rewatched the theatrical cut so I could refresh it and remember exactly how it was put together and stuff, what scenes were in the movie and stuff, and then we both watched it, you watching it for the first time, so we're going to get to that in a minute. Before that, we got some new stuff to talk about. Okay, first up, Harley Quinn, and there's been talk of a Harley Quinn spinoff even before Suicide Squad came out, I think, and the rumors have been that it's going to be Harley Quinn and some other big female DC characters, like the Birds of Prey is a title that keeps getting thrown out.
Is this like
I'm excited.
prequel? After...
No, I think it would be set after Suicide Squad. Yeah. The news is that they officially hired a writer, Christina Hodson. Yeah, Christina Hodson. She wrote Shut In, which is in theaters right now. She also just the same the same day or whatever got announced that she was working on the Bumblebee. They're doing a Transformers spinoff of Bumblebee.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we done?
I've been done since 2, but I haven't seen any of the Transformers
the first
after
one,
2.
I think I've only seen bits and pieces.
The first one was pretty good. It was pretty solid, and then after that, it just went downhill. And I was never a huge Transformers fan. Didn't watch the cartoons, didn't have the toys, all that stuff. So I wasn't already in the bag for it like a lot of people were.
Oh no, I had the Transformers when they're the animals.
Yeah.
When Optimus Prime was a gorilla.
Yeah.
I had that one.
I probably had shit like that.
I like that one.
Like the morphing stuff. Yeah.
Beast Wars.
Yeah, I had some Beast Wars stuff. Yeah. But Christina Hodson, female writer, which is cool.
A woman.
Yeah, which is cool for a female-led movie. This is Wonder Woman has got 2 guys writing it.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns is one of them. I don't know the other one off the top of my head. Jeff Johns, I mean, he's legit. He's a comic book writer. He knows the characters, so having him write it is good. But yeah, so they have a female writer on there. I'm looking forward to this movie. I want to see more Harley Quinn. I liked Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. She was one of my favorite parts of the movie. But the fact that that's completely overshadowed by the fact that I keep hearing about the Birds of Prey. Okay. In this movie. If you don't know the Birds of Prey in the comics, there was a horrible TV show. Don't watch it.
Nope.
But the only good thing about that TV show they did is Mark Hamill was the voice of the Joker, because
you
never really saw him well. He was just kind of in the shadows and stuff. So they had a live action stand-in.
Mark over Hamill, the shoulder type thing.
Yeah. I think I watched
season 1 of Supergirl with Superman.
Yeah.
You just see his hand or.
Yeah, and you would hear Mark Hamill's voice, so that was cool. But other than that, and I think Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad was in the pilot. I think that's about as far as into the show I got. It was the first episode or 2. But yeah. So in the comics, Birds of Prey are typically, Batgirl or Oracle. Either way, she's been part of the team, both versions of it.
Oracle
or Batgirl. Black Canary, who's another favorite character of mine. They never quite did her justice on Arrow. So I'd like to see them do a really cool version of that character in live action.
Yeah, Buckle Lady.
Who else? A Huntress is one that's in there a lot.
Okay.
I think Katana has been part of the Birds of Prey and like some of the later runs, like the New 52 stuff. And and also like there's a lot of great female like Batman villains and stuff like Catwoman or
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn together in a movie would be awesome because those characters have like a real cool relationship in the comics and everything. So I'd like to see that. But yeah, they got a writer now, so it's one step closer to happening. So that's cool. Next up, this was huge news. It came out a couple days ago that I'm super excited about. Marvel is doing a Inhumans TV show.
Okay.
Coming. Have you heard anything about this?
No.
Really?
Sounds expensive.
Well, listen to what they're going to do because it's exciting. It's going to be on ABC, which is where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on ABC and Agent Carter was as well. They're doing. Originally Inhumans was supposed to be a movie. It was part of the Phase 3. It was like the last movie of Phase 3, but they knocked it off the schedule. They said they weren't doing it anymore. And
assuming Spider-Man took over.
Yeah, that and maybe Captain Marvel as well.
I
don't know if that was on the schedule too at the time. Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp was another one. That wasn't on there.
You know that Inhumans movie that probably a lot of people don't know about? We're gonna do Spider-Man instead.
Yeah. But now people can learn about it on TV, which is cool. But here's the thing that I'm really excited about. The 2-hour pilot, like the first 2 episodes, is going to debut in IMAX theaters.
Really?
Which is the first time they've ever debuted a TV show in IMAX. They've done stuff like Game of Thrones. They'll do like a special screening with like the last 2 episodes of the last season or whatever.
It's interesting.
Like in the theater on IMAX. Like I always wanted to go. I've never been able to go to one of those. It's kind of hard to justify spending $20 on to see something that I've seen for free at home.
Right. Or you're going to see for free.
Yeah. But this is how they're doing it for the first month. Is this Inhuman show? The first 2 episodes is going to be in IMAX in theaters.
So I got to go to the movies if I wanted to.
Yeah, but IMAX is also. Well, I don't know if they're going to re-air the first 2 episodes or not.
They better if they want to.
Yeah, I'm going. That would be cool because IMAX is actually co-financing the show.
That's why it's on there.
Yeah, and which is going to result in better visual effects and stuff. It's going to be more movie quality visual effects. That's what you were talking about. It's going to be an expensive show. They're going to have a little bit extra money, more than a normal ABC thing.
Is X-Men without them using the word X-Men, right?
No, not really. People who watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's different. It's very different because mutants are just born with it and they have powers evolve naturally. In Inhumans, I mean the majority of my Inhumans knowledge comes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Because over the past couple seasons, they've kind of delved into it a lot more, and they kind of go through like how it works. So there's some awareness of the Inhumans world, but this show is going to be about the royal family of Inhumans, not like the randos that pop up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. Oh yeah, and there's going to be 6 additional episodes after the first 2, so there's going to be 8 total. So it's not like they're doing a whole 20-something episodes. They're spreading all their resources over all those episodes, and the special effects on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks pretty decent, but it's not like anything like what it's gonna take to do Inhumans.
Yeah. But
to answer your question about Inhumans, how it's different than mutants, I mean it's similar. Like they're born with the genetic line that makes them inhuman, but that's not where they get their powers. They get their powers from these like Terrigen crystals, which they go through this process called Terrigenesis. The Terrigen mists affects the person, and the way it was depicted on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they turn to one guy turned to stone who wasn't part of that line, but the other one's it affects them and it gives them the powers and stuff. And that's how they become what they become. And a lot of Inhumans look very different than a normal human. They can't just simply hide it and stuff. So this community is off in its own world and stuff. And in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you kind of saw a hidden community of Inhumans and stuff, and they visit there, but it's not this particular community of the royal family, which consists of Black Bolt is the one that most people probably are aware of.
Yeah, I know of him.
Yeah, he really cool, black costumes, got stupid tuning fork thing on his head, and he can never speak because his main. I mean, he can fly.
How long do you think it took him to figure that
out? Well, I just started reading this right here. This is what many consider to be the definitive Inhumans run, and it's written by Paul Jenkins, who we've actually worked with before, in some films and stuff. But in that, it looks like he found out the hard way.
What if he sneezes?
I mean, exactly. Yeah. Like,
or stubs his toe.
What if he's like talking in his sleep or something like that? Or like, like in this, there was one line of like, one guy was telling a joke. It was like, don't tell a joke around Black Bolt. Like, if he laughs, even if he can't help it, if he laughs, we're done for.
What if, like, does it work like at the other end? Like if he farts?
I don't know about the other end. That's a good question. I'll have to consult my Marvel encyclopedia. Okay. So Black Bolt is like the leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the king of the Inhumans. His wife, the queen, is Medusa. She's got like crazy hair that like grabs shit and throws it and stuff like that. Her sister is a character named Crystal. She can like manipulate earth, fire, wind, water.
Heart?
No word on heart yet. She was like I think she was married to Quicksilver at one point in the comics. There's a dude named Gorgon who's got like bull legs that create like seismic like shock waves and stuff like that. There's a dude named Karnak the Shatterer. He's like a master martial artist, but he also can like sense weak points on anything. So like he sees like the cracks in like the universe or whatever, the things that make stuff weak, and so he's really good at targeting stuff like that. He has a brother named Triton, who is an underwater, like he's green skin, like aquatic type Inhuman. And last but not least, the character that I'm most excited for, that they're gonna be hopefully bringing to life, Lockjaw. You know Lockjaw?
No.
Lockjaw is the family pet. He's the giant bulldog who also has a little tuning fork on his head. And he's a teleporter. He is massive bulldog. Like the size of like a rhino or something. Maybe not that big, but pretty large. I always liked that character. Lockjaw. He popped up in a couple things like early on. I think that was the first Inhumans character that I saw that character, the dog, in something like a cartoon or...
He was in the video game.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Ultimate Alliance. I saw him in that, and then later discovered, oh, he's from Inhumans. But yeah, so like they're saying that at least part of this show is going to take place on the moon, which is like in the comics, like later, like the home base of them. They eventually move up to the moon because they can't breathe. Human air is like poison to them.
Right.
So like when they're on Earth, they were living in Atlantis, and then that got pulled out of the sea or whatever, and then they had to find this other place with this dome around them and stuff. A little bit of like, why this is interesting, that this is now a TV show.
Yeah, why not a movie?
Well, Marvel, okay, we heard a little while back, like, a year or two back, that Kevin Feige, he used to report to the CEO of Marvel Entertainment, Ike Perlmutter. He used to report to him. Now he reports directly to Alan Horn at Disney, who Pixar and Marvel, all of them in Star Wars, they all report to him. So he's kind of overseeing all that stuff. And so they kind of skipped a step with Ike Perlmutter, and Ike Perlmutter seems to be the one who was always really behind the Inhumans. And probably why that was on the slate to begin with as a movie, and now it's not. And he still oversees the TV and everything. So that's why it seems like Inhumans started becoming more popular in the TV show and stuff, because he kind of, doesn't really have as much sway in the Marvel Studios films anymore. So, this Inhumans is gonna, I think if Marvel really tried, they could have, a week of television shows that can compete with, the CW shows and stuff if they really tried hard enough.
Yeah.
Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great show that you can, explore different parts of the world and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can cover anything. That's why, them running into Ghost Rider is completely normal on that show. But see, there's other shows, like there was talk of there was Marvel's Most Wanted, which was going to spin off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that had Mockingbird, Bobby Morse and Lance Hunter, because they kind of got written off the show and now they didn't get a show. So it's like, that was kind of bullshit that they had to leave.
Right.
It was like a sad moment in the bar where they basically got what is that called? Burn notice or whatever. Then that what show's about. They kind of get kicked out of the agency. So they'll have a moment in a bar where they're just all sitting around the bar and they all the bartender comes up and says, "This is a drink, from that person over there," and they look over and it's Coulson, and he's tipping his drink to him, and it was this sweet moment where they were all scattered across the bar and they're just kind of having a drink together, separated. It was a really cool scene. But yeah, so they might be coming back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. hopefully because they canceled. They're not doing that show anymore. It's a bummer. There've been talk more lately about a Cloak and Dagger series.
I don't know anything about those two.
You don't know them? I only know them because they popped up in Runaways, which is another show in development at Hulu. But Disney is apparently trying to buy Netflix now. Like they own everything else. They're trying to go, trying to get Netflix now.
I get to watch Toy Story on Netflix.
Hopefully, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I like Toy Story.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm hoping the Hulu Runaways deal stays together because I really want to see Runaways one way or the other. Mm-hmm. All right. Next news story. We just watched it because you hadn't seen it yet. The Beauty and the Beast trailer.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
Underwhelmed.
Yeah. Were you a fan of the cartoon growing up? It wasn't one of your favorites?
I liked the Candlestick.
Yeah. I like Beauty and the Beast more than some other stuff. Like I was never super into like Pocahontas or
that wasn't for me.
Mulan. Although I think now
Mulan.
Like Mulan. I think now Mulan I would going back like a lot better. I mean, I like Eddie Murphy and stuff. Like Little Mermaid didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I like Sebastian.
This one was Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Beauty and the Beast and like Aladdin, like that was the perfect, early 90s, the perfect time for those Disney movies and stuff.
I don't like that the Beast is CGI.
You want it like the Ron Perlman Beast?
I want. It's just there's a disconnect with me there.
Yeah, to me, I was been trying to put my finger on what about the Beast doesn't quite look right. The horns. I don't like the horns. Like they're really big and go back. And I personally never realized that the Beast had horns. Like I don't know. Like
well, in the cartoon, he had like little ones.
He had little ones, yeah, and they weren't noticeable. I guess I thought they were ears, but then he has actual ears down here.
He doesn't scare me. He just looks like It looks like. Well, I mean, obviously it looks CG, but it just looks like a dude's face with a beard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the face and the horns are like the two big things for me. Like, it works a little better, like in that scene where he's like fighting off the wolves and he's like growling and stuff.
I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I had high hopes for this one, like, like I did for, Jungle Book.
Yeah. Really
raised the bar for all of these live action Disney movies and stuff. And I'm hoping that, this, maybe it's just early CG because it's an early trailer.
No, they never do that.
Yeah.
It's never, everyone always goes, oh, maybe it's just an early. No, they don't release it if it's.
Well, no, it wouldn't be completely different. I'm just saying maybe it'll look a little better when it's finalized and stuff.
They're done.
Just being hopeful.
I just don't know why. I feel like they just do CG when they don't need to.
Well, nowadays. They definitely needed to for the other characters, like the, like Lemire and Cogsworth, the
it's Mrs. Fine, but
what was the teapot?
If you can put a dude in a costume, you know what I mean? Do it.
I don't know. Gaston
Same thing
looks
with Ninja
cool.
Turtles.
Gaston looks cool.
Okay, but well, what about the Ninja Turtles? Like, it's the same kind of thing. You could have easily put them in a.
I'm not with you on that. I think the Ninja Turtles should have been CG, just not the CG versions they did. They could have totally done.
Fair
they
enough.
Don't have that's the reason they're doing all these CGs. We're way past the point where we need to do the costumes and stuff. The costumes don't hold up in today's standards.
Well, I will agree with you. They didn't need to do what they did there. But
but although like Killer Croc is an example of when they did do practical as opposed to.
I did appreciate that.
Well, yeah, we'll talk more about that in a second. All right, another trailer we saw, Justice League Dark. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about that one?
Looks good.
I'm excited for it. I mean, it's got some characters in it that I love, like Constantine, which Matt Ryan's coming back to play. Of course, it's got Batman in there because you always got to have Batman. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Had the whole Justice League. There was that scene where it was like panning on the Justice League, like I guess it was in the Watchtower or something in their headquarters.
That'll be pretty much the only scene.
Well, I mean, there's other shots of like Wonder Woman popping up in different instances and stuff like that. But they got Constantine. They've got Swamp Thing, which I'm excited to see Swamp Thing in something that moves, like some kind of motion picture of some sort. And Etrigan, the demon. I love Etrigan. I always really like that character. So I'm excited to see all these really cool characters interacting and being in something. They were supposed to do a live action movie, but they scrapped that, or at least as far as I last heard, like they were trying to do it, but Guillermo del Toro left, and I think was it Doug Liman came on board that?
I knew that movie would never get made.
Well, they brought in a different director actually. Now that I think about it, Doug Liman, the guy that did the first Born Identity. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as, my hopes aren't as high now that Guillermo del Toro's not on it. They could have done it with it having very little to do with the rest of the DC universe.
They could have, but they're trying to, and they're not. They're I don't know.
Every time I hear about this movie, it just seems like it's something separate from the rest of the DC universe. Same with like Shazam, like that's another DC
separate?
movie. Well, I mean, at one point when they were talking about this whole slate of DC movies, they were talking about it as if it would be a separate thing.
That's not a good idea.
And then people didn't like that, and then they were like, "Oh no, it's going to be part of it."
Yeah, I'll bet they changed their tune.
I don't know. I mean, that one's way off. I mean, we've been hearing about Shazam since before most of these movies that are coming out now, like Suicide Squad and stuff, because The Rock has been like attached to that for a long time.
He should be Jon Stewart.
Oh, Green Lantern?
Yeah.
I'd watch the hell out of The Rock as Green Lantern. The interesting thing I thought about the Justice League Dark trailer is that it's supposed to be rated R, which is interesting. They're doing that more now with these animated movies. Like, when it's rated R, it's not like, a typical rated R movie. It's not like Deadpool or something like that. It's more of a, just a little harder than your average animated
cussing
superhero. Yeah, maybe a little cussing. Nothing too big.
Butts.
Butts.
That's their
there might
cuss
be some,
words.
Oh, I thought they were saying there might be some butts in there.
Yeah, Batman's butt.
Batman's butt. All right. Last week we talked about X-Men. About how, there was a lot of talk of them like kind of reapproaching the... At first, I was hearing the words reboot and all that stuff, and then I don't know what they're talking about doing, because now the rumor is that the next movie is going to be the Dark Phoenix saga, which is what most people assume would be the case.
They already do that.
And X-Men 3 doesn't count. Really, it sucked. Like, they tried doing that, and it was horrible. And, what I always heard is that Bryan Singer secretly wanted to go back and do it again because he wanted to do the Dark Phoenix right, because he didn't get to do X-Men 3.
Yeah, I don't know if he did the other ones right.
The first, the first two X-Men, for their time, the second X-Men still has some great stuff in it, like the whole Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Like, it's got some good, I think of the first, that was easily the best one of the earlier X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Until First Class, which is really great. A lot of people like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
So, as far as Bryan Singer's 4 X-Men movies, he's got a pretty decent record. Mm-hmm. But, Apocalypse dropped the ball a little bit. And the first X-Men could have been a little better. But he wanted to, do his version of the Phoenix Saga. And now he's not even going to be attached for the next X-Men movie. So he's still not going to get to do his. But the rumors are that they're still going to do the Dark Phoenix Saga. Which I would like to see after seeing Apocalypse, those younger versions of those characters. I want to see a movie following them, like we talked about last week. So either way, we're probably stuck with, Fox's version of the X-Men universe for a while. Yeah.
I want them to go to Marvel.
Well, here's interesting that you say that. This just recently came out that Fox and Marvel actually had to negotiate recently.
For what?
For Fox, for Deadpool, they had to reach out to Marvel because Negasonic Teenage Warhead, in the comics, that's not her powers at all. She's got more I think psychic powers and stuff like that. But they wanted her abilities, her powers, to match more in line with her name, her awesome name, because that's a badass name.
Nobody knows about,
and no one knows enough. But they had to run that by Marvel and get their approval. And so in order to do that, the deal was that Marvel got Ego the Living Planet for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because technically Ego the Living Planet is owned by, I think it's included in all the Alien, Fantastic Four characters in that universe. So they actually, so that's the deal they made. So it's possible that they can start working together and everything.
Maybe. but I don't know. That's a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, and they have to.
Isn't it just stupid?
What?
Isn't it just stupid?
Well, that
they argue and they go to court. They have these legal meetings about whether they can use Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
A stretchy man.
Yeah. These characters are just drawn on a napkin somewhere at one point.
Your Honor, my colleagues would like to use the man who can stretch his feet.
Say the name.
Reed Richards?
No, say the other name.
It's like, no. Say...
You know what I want you to say.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Can't have him. Yeah, I mean,
You can have Mole Man.
I mean, no one wants Mole Man. You guys didn't want Mole Man. You guys almost had Mole Man in that last Fantastic Four, and they completely changed it, and he wasn't Mole Man anymore.
Let's have him fight Dr. Doom for 2.5 minutes.
God. Here's the thing. Marvel Phase 4... I wanted Fantastic Four. That's what you do.
That is what you do.
You do that, that's and then the big Avengers. You have Fantastic Four. You know what they should do?
That's the equivalent of my X-Men 3 having Wolverine in it with the poster.
Okay, you remember how Phase 1 had 2 Iron Man movies in it?
Yes.
What I want to see is I want to see the first movie of Phase 4 be Fantastic Four. And then do a couple other movies. Then Fantastic Four 2. Mm-hmm. And then the Avengers movie, the big team up, is Galactus.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you do. And Fantastic Four 2 ends with Silver Surfer coming in. Could you imagine that shit?
That's almost too much for a screen.
Yeah.
Everybody fighting?
I would personally rather Fox give Marvel Fantastic Four than X-Men. Like if it was one or the other. Because I think X-Men has enough characters
That's a lot
and enough of a world. They can exist on their own, even if they're not doing it right. They start now. They're talking about redoing everything. They start now. Maybe they can get, course correct that damn ship.
Fantastic Four would be a great addition to the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, it would. It's the one thing that I feel like they're truly missing.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them not having X-Men unless they get them, and then I'm going to be over the fucking moon. But anyway.
Like Peter Parker going to hang out with Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
That'd just be cool.
Just, Tony Stark's got to go
talk to
Reed Richards about some science.
Science stuff.
Expand.
Bruce Banner. Talk about science nerd stuff.
Science Bros 3D. All right. Here's I
like Tom Hanks as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
All right. So there's a video game news item that came up that I wanted to talk about real quick. Telltale Games, we talked about them. They did that Batman game. They did The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, all these tie-in games and stuff. They have been working on a secret Marvel game for a while, and it might have just come out which one it is.
What is it?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
That would be cool, like a video, like one of these, like kind of choose your own adventure type, story-based games with Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm excited for that. I really want to see how that is. I haven't yet. A couple episodes back, I reviewed the first 2 episodes of the Batman game. Mm-hmm. I haven't played episode 3 yet. It's out, but I decided I'm just gonna wait until all of them are out, and then I'll do a full game review when that's out on the podcast. One tiny little news story. It's not tiny. It's pretty cool, I think.
Is it an Ant-Man story?
No. Oh. It's a comic book news story, though. Marvel's doing the Star Wars comics and stuff right now, the canon comics and stuff, and I love what Marvel's doing in the comic books with Star Wars characters. Like most of the stories, like the main Star Wars title and the Darth Vader title and most of the other spin-off things are all set between episodes 4 and 5. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple here and there. There's like an Obi-Wan and an Anakin miniseries that takes place, I think between episodes 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's there's like something called Shattered Empire, which is right after Return of the Jedi. There's some stuff. There's a Poe Dameron thing right now. There's a Han Solo thing right now that I haven't read. They just announced they're doing a Darth Maul comic, which it's supposed to be set before episode 1. So in canon, this is going to be the first thing that takes place before episode 1, since they abolished all the Legends history and stuff. There's nothing that takes place before episode 1 anymore. But yeah, there's a Darth Maul comic that is the only comic that's still considered canon. That's not by Marvel.
It's so real to me, damn it.
It's called Son of Dathomir. If you can get your hands on it, I think you just have to do it digitally because it's out of print and it's really hard and expensive to find. But it is a really good story. Like if you can get it digitally or whatever, it's like, you know, what happens with Darth Maul after Clone Wars and before Rebels. Like, because if you don't know, if you only watch the movies, Darth Maul only showed up in the one movie.
Right.
But they brought him back in the Clone Wars series and in Rebels now. He's a cool character. He's a really fascinating character that, you know, like a lot of characters in the Star Wars universe and the movies, didn't really quite get their,
right,
you know, get enough highlight in the films that they were in. Kind of like Boba Fett and stuff. Which I know you don't care for Boba Fett.
No, not really. I don't get what the big deal is. So what? He has a cool costume. It's not even all that cool. So what?
All right, whatever.
He did the same thing that happened to Cyclops in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
He shot something and basically fell into a lake.
Yeah. But then again...
He missed.
Then again...
Didn't he miss?
What?
Didn't he miss when he's trying to shoot Han Solo?
Yeah.
Well, he missed.
He didn't shoot him.
He's not very good at his... He's not very good at his job.
Well, here's the thing. You only know the characters from the movie. The point I was making is...
Oh, now I gotta do all this reading?
Yeah, if you want to know your shit.
No.
You gotta read, and you gotta watch cartoons, and you gotta...
No, I'm good.
You gotta do all that shit. Well, then you're not allowed to have opinions.
Fine.
All right. Speaking of, now let's share our opinions on Suicide Squad, the extended cut.
Spoilers?
Yeah, before we get into this movie, our thoughts on the movie, this is, spoilers if you haven't seen it. The movie's been out in theaters for a while. The extended cut doesn't change the movie enough to hugely warrant the spoilers, but just in case, spoiler alert. All right.
Cover your ears for about 10 to 15, 20 minutes.
The rest of the episode, pretty much. All right. Let's go ahead. You haven't seen it yet. We've heard what I thought about the film when we talked about it on our first episode.
Here's the thing. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
I like some of the characters.
Uh-huh.
I don't really feel the need to, watch it again, though.
Really?
I liked watching it once.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like,
It's not one you're going to go back and watch again. Like, what about Batman vs. Superman? Is that one you'll go back and watch again?
Because dude, Ben Affleck is just great.
Yeah.
He's in Suicide Squad a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to be more of that.
Yeah.
Him just zipping around, kicking people and fighting.
Yeah.
Scrapping it up.
Yeah, you said you liked some of the characters. What are some characters that stood out to you that you liked? We'll focus on the ones you like, and then we'll go around and talk about the ones we didn't like.
He's a certain boomerang wielding gentleman.
Yeah, I liked Boomerang. He in the theatrical cut, he didn't seem like he was in the movie that much.
I mean, he didn't seem like he was in it that much in the extended one.
Yeah,
but
like he's an ever present member of the team. He's there in most of the scenes, but
you know what I feel like Suicide Squad is? I feel like it's all the side characters that are like the little quippy, like, oh, I kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
But they're all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's no, throughout the movie, I would forget that certain ones were there. I would forget that Katana was there. I'd forget that Killer Croc was there.
Yeah.
Or
like early on in the movie, you would forget that Diablo's there because he would he wouldn't be, helping out in the fights and stuff.
I was just like, eh.
Yeah. What are some other characters that you... Because yeah, you're right. Like, Captain Boomerang, I enjoy him more and more each time I see the film. He was definitely underused, and especially in the theatrical cut. I feel like he's probably one of the characters that got the most benefit out of the theatrical... Other than, Joker and Harley Quinn, there was a little more with those characters, but they were already... Or at least Harley Quinn was already in the movie enough.
I like the character from before, I saw the movie, just because I like a lot of the Flash villains. But when they're kind of grouping them all together in the little prison yard,
Yeah.
He's like zipped up in a bag.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
He could literally be anywhere. They could be just dumping him off in the desert.
Yeah.
As soon as they unzip the bag, he pops up and punches somebody.
Exactly, yeah.
Those people, for all he knows, they could have been rescuing him.
Yeah.
And he just popped up and just started swinging. So I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah. He's I really like that.
And the accent's fun.
Yeah, the accent's fun to do.
All right. Let's have a Foster's. Let's start a fight.
He drinks a lot of beer. The first time he pulls out a beer, I'm like, where did he get that beer?
Don't worry about it, mate.
Probably just in his coats.
Don't worry about it, mate.
It's just like a warm beer that's been sitting in this crate for months.
Got a warm Foster's. With my name on it.
What other characters did you like?
I eventually warmed up to Deadshot.
Yeah, and what we talked about. Deadshot's one of my favorite villains in the comics, and
I was worried about him being too Will Smith.
Yeah, I think they found the perfect blend of like Will Smith for this movie. Like,
right,
he had some great Will Smith lines in there and stuff, but it worked.
Yeah,
and I didn't expect that.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's just when you're watching something like this, you want to see the...
When you're familiar with a character Deadshot, like Will Smith did not click in my head. Like I never would have picked that casting, but turns out I liked it once I saw it.
Uh-huh.
And he was, I think he was one of the highlights in the movie as well. I loved Harley Quinn. What did you think about Harley Quinn?
Unimpressed.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just kind of... Her, well, it was her and the Joker. Yeah. Really, there's a huge disconnect with me. Yeah. Just because I didn't see the turn. I didn't see why the relationship started.
Yeah, what made
as far as the movie, like
made her fall for him.
Right, like why?
Yeah.
Why are you
as comic book readers and fans of the old animated series, we know why she fell in love with. Like, in the episode Mad Love, the way it was done in there was great. Like, she used to see Joker, like, he would escape from Arkham, and then they'd bring him back, and he'd just have the shit kicked out of him by Batman.
You know what I feel like?
And she saw him, like, she took pity on him and stuff, and that's what developed that relationship.
You know how, like, in the Netflix Marvel shows, like, let's just say Daredevil, where they just let a scene breathe.
Yeah.
And just let you sit with it. Even if it's quiet and they're just kind of... That's what that would need.
Well, they couldn't do that.
They just quickly did, like, flashback
movie.
Real quick, and then they're done.
Yeah, like, this movie, like I said, it does get right into it, right off the bat.
Right.
Like, when we started the movie, like, I played it, and you were up dancing around like an idiot. And then I played it, and you're like, oh, got right into this. Like... you're there in the prison and you're...
Well, I feel like for some of them you can like quickly do, like Captain Boomerang getting taken out by the Flash. Like that's fun. Yeah. You can do that really quick. Yeah. Because you get it. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Like you get a little clip of the Flash. Like, all right, that's all you need really.
That was like bonus, like little extra sprinkle. Like
oh, there he is in the suit, zipping around.
Yeah. When I saw it the first time, what I said was that was just enough for me.
Right.
Because going into it, I was like, did Batman take down all of these characters?
Yeah.
And he took down some of them.
I might have liked to see...
But I was glad Flash took down Boomerang.
Like, one more League member.
Yeah?
Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe... I guess I know Cyborg... Well, I guess I know Aquaman probably wouldn't...
Well, yeah, most of the other characters from the Justice League aren't doing the day-to-day hero thing like Superman.
But maybe like Cyborg,
Batman, and Flash.
Cyborg would be a...
Cyborg wouldn't. Wonder Woman hasn't
Cyborg
really been
is
doing
like
the
a young... Thing. He's a young guy just trying to... Hey, Cyborg's probably going to be my guy because he's probably just trying to mind his own damn business.
Well, which is why I don't think he would be going out and...
You never know. Someone... He might just be...
You can't have it both ways.
Hey,
if he wants to mind his own damn business, he can mind his own damn business.
No, look.
But if he wants to go out and save people, he's not minding his own damn business.
Hey, Cyborg might be out somewhere trying to mind his own damn business.
Yeah.
Trying to go to Target, maybe get a new T-shirt. Some asshole breaks in.
over all the bulky Cybertronics.
Someone tries to mess that day up for him, so he has to drag him into the police station. You don't know.
All right.
That's my movie. That's my Suicide Squad movie.
Okay. Yeah, but I was,
But you know what I mean? Like, just maybe like one more guy.
Yeah, and I was bummed out because this extended cut, I had heard there was going to be more Joker and stuff like that, and there was a little bit more. There was a couple of added things like lines and scenes, and then there was a whole scene that was added and stuff.
But yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about like all the little quick introductions.
Yeah.
For the what do you call it? Not interrogation scene. When Harley Quinn is doing the therapy thing.
Therapy, yeah.
That's not that you can't do that quick. That needs to be let's sit here for a minute and see how these two talk to each other.
It's not like even the extended cut of this movie is like 2:14. Like it's not super over long. Like they released a 3-hour version of Batman versus Superman. Like they let Zack Snyder shoot a 3-hour or 4-hour even. I heard it was the very first cut, like the everything version of the cut was like almost 4 hours. Like they could have let that scene. I wonder, because when the movie came out, Jared Leto sounded like he wasn't really happy with the amount of Joker that was.
You say Leto or Leto?
I don't know. I say I'm wrong.
You go back and forth. You say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Yeah, me too. Okay, keep going.
I don't like caramel.
Caramel? Hey, can I get some caramel on that?
Coral. Let me get some
caramel. You want to give me some caramel?
All right. We're not talking about Walking Dead this week. Yeah, so...
Fuck Negan. Keep going.
Yeah, Jared Leto, which one do you prefer?
I say Leto.
Leto?
Yeah.
All right, Jared Leto was... he was kind of upset about the amount of screen time the Joker had after the movie, knowing that he shot a lot more.
Right.
Now, I'm wondering if this extended cut is closer to that, or if there's even more stuff that got cut out.
Yeah.
Because you're right. If they had a version of that scene where they just let that scene breathe.
Let it breathe, really.
Let us know why she fell in love with him. Because even the extended version of the movie, we don't know. Like,
all he does is say, "Give me some machine gun." She goes, "Okay." Like, really? Is that it?
That's all you gotta do around here.
Because, like, you brought up a point later, like, oh, he zapped her, like, with the little thing to kind of mess with her brain. I was like, okay, but then I thought about it. I was like, wait, no. Earlier, he just said, "I need some machine guns." He did that stupid-ass smile, and then all of a sudden, she's like, "Okay."
I kind of like the smile. The like...
like, ugh, that's what you're falling for, lady?
Hey, it worked for me. I bought it. Now, one thing I will say, this is one of the only things that I think really improved the movie. That scene...
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah. No, in the extended cut, the scene where, she looks on the ground, she sees a motorcycle, and she flashes back to her on a motorcycle chasing down the Joker.
Uh-huh.
I like that scene, and I thought it actually did improve the movie a little bit.
A little bit.
For me, like... you see, or at least you see a little bit more of a version of Joker, at least, that's closer to... I think Harley Quinn was pretty much even with, the depiction she always has. She's in love with the Joker, all this stuff, even though, like, in the comics, they have a much more, like, abusive relationship.
Right.
He doesn't treat her well, and she still comes back to him and all that stuff. And in this movie, they kind of just made it seem like he was just goofy in love with her as well, like, and I think that's Warner Brothers trying to shy away from the abusive aspect of the relationship and trying to make it more, I guess, like, audience friendly or whatever, trying to, let's make this like a real relationship.
Do you think the Joker is in love with Batman? Because think about it, Harley is in love with Joker. He treats her terribly.
Yeah.
Smacks her around.
Yeah.
Joker really wants Batman's attention.
Yeah.
And he just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So do you think there's like a...
We should introduce a character that's in love with Harley Quinn, and then she treats him like shit.
Robin.
The cycle continues.
But here's... Okay, the motorcycle scene that you're talking about?
Yeah.
To me, that would have resonated more if the earlier one had... You know what I mean?
If we saw him making her fall in love with him...
Right.
And then now that he got what he wanted, he was free, he's done with her, and she's like, "No, I'm not done with you."
You know what it is?
What?
If in that, I keep wanting to call it interrogation scene, therapy scene.
Therapy session.
If he was, quote unquote, being a normal person and tricking her
into
thinking, oh, there's someone in there.
Yeah.
Then I would have been like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, like he would do that in the Mad Love stuff. He would like tell a story about like,
but
how his alcoholic father would come home and he would try to make him laugh or whatever. Just like in the Dark Knight.
But he doesn't in this. He's just
he doesn't. Like in the Dark Knight when, I love the...
I need machine guns.
Yeah, like the thing with the, it's like, you want to know how I got my scars? He always has a different story. Right. Like, that's the Joker I like
which one is there?
Is there
a real one?
Yeah, is there a real guy in there? And like him coming up with the fake stories and stuff, just to
is
get
one
what
of those stories real?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be deleted scenes that are even past the point of what's in the extended cut,
right?
Deleted or alternate scenes, because there was some stuff that I had heard about that wasn't in the movie, like I noticed like when they're in the airplane and stuff, and Croc vomits and stuff. I don't think that was in the regular movie.
Why would you?
No, I don't know. I don't know why you need it. But what I heard was in that scene, he threw up and everything, and then he started eating it again.
That's
which
gross.
I'm glad they left it how it's gross. But
that's something you kind of joke about in between takes, and then you don't really do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, but it fits the character. He's a crocodile. He's gonna eat that
crocodile man.
Eat that vomited up goat meat or whatever.
Goat meat.
What was something else? I thought maybe that this would be changed as well because it looked like they were leaning into the abusiveness of the Joker Harley Quinn relationship a little bit more. When he pushes her out of the helicopter to save her.
Yeah.
I had heard that the original version is he pushed her out, for a different reason, to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like looking at it, it kind of works the way it is in the movie because why would he go through all that trouble to get her back and then push her out of the helicopter or whatever? It could have added to depending on how they did it, could have added to the Joker mind frame and mentality and stuff. It could have made it work in that. I just don't know how they would have done it.
That'd be a little bit annoying.
Yeah. But so I mean leaving it the way it was in the theatrical cut in this version I was fine with because I don't know how they played that scene. But there was another scene later that does sound like it needed a little bit more of that abusive relationship established for it to work, which is I heard that there was a scene later on closer to when they're actually arriving at the train station and stuff like that where Joker comes back for her. Remember in the trailers there's like a shot of the Joker and like part of his face is burned and stuff? That would have been after the wreck and everything. Right. And he like comes back for her and everything, and she tells him to like I guess like piss off or whatever. That she's with her new group, which
that doesn't make sense either.
Sounds like it's a good thing they cut it out because I don't know if that would have played right.
Right.
It wouldn't have felt earned. Know.
Okay. They're trying to to me the movie is trying to do a Guardians of the Galaxy thing where like we're a ragtag group, but in the end we're buds now.
Yeah.
It seems really forced.
You didn't think they earned that family nature of it,
like,
at the end.
Because what's the time frame of the movie? Like they're hanging out for what?
Yeah,
a day maybe.
Yeah, a day maybe. Yeah.
Like
and at the end,
and all of a sudden they're calling each other family.
Yeah.
Like that's not a We Are Groot
family.
That's not a We Are Groot moment.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they had a little bit more time to.
The We Are Groot.
Yeah.
I can't. Every time I go.
All right, let's run down some of the characters real quick. You loved Boomerang. You loved
Faustus, Australian phobia.
You like Deadshot. Joker, you were okay with. You said it was fine.
No matter what, Joker is going to be really hard to do,
especially after the passing of Heath Ledger, who many view to be the definitive Joker. I don't. I still think Mark Hamill's the definitive Joker for me. But yeah. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I love a lot of things he did with it. And they had to do something new. They weren't just going to go back and do like the classic
I feel
Joker
like
again, sadly.
This version of the Joker to me is a little bit, I don't want to use this metaphor like exactly, but it's kind of like what they did with the Ninja Turtles now. It's like they put too much little things on it, like make it simple. Make it
simpler, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's like, all the tattoos and the teeth and all that stuff. Now, here's what I would have liked. We said
a toupee.
At the beginning of at the beginning of the movie, there's all these like flashbacks and they're all quick and everything.
Right.
If during those flashbacks he didn't have the tattoos,
right,
and he didn't have the teeth, and he just looked like the Joker, like the classic Joker, like in that I was so blown away when I saw the movie in the theater for the first time, and I saw that shot during that flashback sequence of the Alex Ross, cover of that comic, with him in the tuxedo and her in the classic suit. I got so giddy when I saw that. I was so excited.
It's like, oh, I know that picture.
Yeah. Like, if he would have been like clean, just straight white, no tattoos and all that stuff, for that stuff, that'd have been great. Now, another thing we talked about off mic that I thought would have been cool, if he had the regular teeth. Like, they've already established the reason the Joker has the grill. Like
Did they say it in the movie?
It's never established in the movie.
See,
but
that's silly to me to do that.
The director said that, what I always assumed is that Batman knocked his teeth out.
I mean, I could have assumed it. Yeah. But show me.
Yeah. Like, here's what I would have loved. If... you're absolutely right. That therapy session should have been like a scene that they should have allowed to breathe.
Right.
And that's when you see... here's what you do. You do that scene. Then you do Joker escaped. Yeah. Then you do Batman bringing him back and he's all beaten and bloody. His teeth knocked out.
Yep.
Then you do the scene, I need a machine gun. You do that then. If you would have just added two scenes in there, it would have made that whole relationship work better.
Because for me to want to watch, to have any kind of connect with the Harley Quinn, like I don't understand why she's doing any of this.
You don't understand why she loves the Joker. Yeah,
I don't. In terms of this movie, like I don't, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't get it.
You get it in every other version of the comics and all that stuff. Yeah. But in the end,
not stupid.
He comes back for her at the very end, breaks her out. So that's how, we're gonna have a Harley Quinn spinoff, which I'm excited. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Might have a little bit more Joker in it. Might have no Joker in
it. She should not be wearing heels.
Yeah. That's not a...
Give that woman a pair of boots or sneaks.
But that's not an only in this movie kind of thing. That's in a lot of stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's something you see a lot.
That's that Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic Here's what World, I expected. In look, just to go to Jurassic Park really quick. What's her face? When all that starts, I was expecting her to I got to go and change.
Changes to some sensible shoes.
Right. Boots, pair of sneaks.
Yeah, something you can run in.
Tennies.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never tried to run in high heels.
You haven't?
Not since I was really little and figuring myself out. No. All right. Was there anything? I mean, let's finish running down the characters. Killer Croc. What'd you think of Croc?
I appreciate the fact that they went prosthetics.
Yeah. I think the big problem I had with
his voice,
Killer Croc, was his voice. Like when you saw the trailers, there's that scene where she's like, "What are you drinking?" And he's just like, "Beer," and all that stuff, and it sounded good,
right?
Because they didn't do anything to the voice in the commercial. It was just the actor's voice. And they modulated his voice way too much, and it didn't sound good to me.
If you didn't have the captions on, I would have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah. I always play with the subtitles on and stuff.
I would have no idea. Because I like
to read my movies.
Nerd.
And the other thing I will say about Killer Croc is, I was going to say this earlier, when they're introducing all the characters and you see all the scenes, I would have liked to have seen him have a run-in with Batman.
Yeah.
Because he's the only other major Batman villain in the movie that didn't get a run-in with Batman. She even says Batman drove him out of town, and then we caught him later. But the whole scene, instead of flashing back like the other characters are doing, they're showing a real-time scene with him getting fed in the prison. Okay, Katana. What'd you think about Katana?
She did fine, but just like Killer Croc, I would forget that they were there.
Very underused. Yeah, she only had 3 lines in English, I think.
Yeah,
and 2 of them were cut out of the theatrical version. I think, if I remember correctly, in the theatrical version, the only line she has is when he's says something about thieves. She says, "I'm not a thief," or whatever, and then takes her drink and pisses off.
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing Katana in a movie because you don't really have to memorize that much.
she had some Japanese dialogue when she was talking to her husband, and in the scene when
Japanese.
the flashback when it first introduced her. But yeah, that's a character I like. I love what they did with her in Arrow.
Yes.
They kind of did her whole build up,
right?
Her whole like kind of origin in Arrow.
Yeah.
And now in the like, if you wanted to, you could watch that season of Arrow, season 3, and then watch Suicide Squad, and you're like, oh, that tracks with that character's growth and then where she's at in a later place. And I did like how they kind of, very lightly, but they kind of touched on the Soul Taker sword a little bit in the movie, which I appreciated. Like her talking to her husband in the sword. That's a cool, like, weird character trait of Katana.
The overall mission that they were on, I didn't really.
Yeah, that's
there's a disconnect for me there.
That was the biggest problem I had with the movie. Like, I like most of the characters, but that's where they could have improved the film. Is, Enchantress, fine. Like,
fine.
I like what they did.
That's the problem.
I like the character, the way they did it, but like her being the big bad and her being, like her plan, like I didn't even catch what she was really trying to do until watching it again.
I had to ask you.
Yeah, like when she is talking to her brother, and when she first finds a host for her brother. Go ahead and say it.
Look, that dude was just. He wasn't even being a jerk. He was like in the bathroom talking to like a buddy. Like, yeah, we'll go to dinner and get a drink.
Washing his hands.
Minding his own damn business in the bathroom.
She comes through the mirror, smashes his head into it.
I don't like
Steals his body, uses it as a host for her brother, who she releases.
Right.
And like in that scene when she's talking to him, he's like, "What happened? Where are we?" She's like, "The same world, only much later."
Mm-hmm.
They were, the humans, they treated them, they worshipped them as gods, and then they turned on them somehow. We didn't see any of that. That's what you would imagine the movie, a normal...
Well, their personalities seem so delightful. I wonder why they would turn on them.
Yeah, but basically the humans turned on them, so this is like them getting their revenge. And like there was a line about like, they don't worship, they stopped worshiping us. No, they worship machines and stuff like that. So I will build a machine. I don't know what the machine part of it was.
Is that what they said?
That's what she said. Yeah, it was some kind of machine or whatever. There was all kinds of like metal shit flying around.
It's the thing with the Joker I said earlier. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Yeah.
Just relax.
I did like how the twist of like they're going in and they're trying to rescue an important person. Turns out the person is Amanda Waller. I already knew it was going to be her, though. Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
When I first saw the movie, I had hope. I was like, ooh, what if it's somebody we know?
Right.
That, and it was just Amanda Waller.
It was Batman.
What do you think about Amanda Waller?
I thought she was great as the character.
Yeah.
I don't know if... Well, I think it ties into what the mission was.
Yeah.
For me, but I think she was good.
Yeah, yeah.
As the character, I just don't think
she's a great actress. She totally worked as that character. Probably my favorite on screen. I mean, that character has been done a lot on screen. You might not even realize it. Like, she was in Arrow. She was in... which I like the version she did in Arrow. She was in a million animated shows. She was in Smallville. She was in Green Lantern.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that character pops up a lot in these movies.
The
Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, she was in that as well.
Huh.
Yeah, Amanda Waller is just one of those, like, Nick Fury type characters. Yeah. Like, she kind of falls into place when you need a big government character. But Suicide Squad is where that character... shines, I think, is the best place to use her.
Okay, overall, obviously we said I don't really like their mission or that part of it. However, I really, really didn't like that they were turning humans into those alien-looking things, and then just killing like those people.
Well, that's something you wouldn't be able to get away with.
Like if they were just mindless aliens coming from somewhere else, fine.
Yeah.
But they're just people.
Yeah.
Like just some asshole just walking in the subway. Yeah, when the first guy, he starts like attacking that one dude in the subway, and then like a medic comes over, he's like, "Don't worry, I'll help him." Yeah. And then he gets sucked up into the ancient Egyptian squid man, and then he just trying to help some guy, and he just gets, he's trying to mind his own damn business.
Yeah.
He goes, "I guess I'll help," and gets wrapped up in a. That just bums me out.
Yeah.
When...
Real quick, a couple of characters we didn't talk about. I just wanted to see your thoughts on these guys. Rick Flag and El Diablo. The only two characters we didn't talk about yet.
I
mean, Rick Flag, I forget about him because he's just like a soldier guy and stuff. They don't really stand out when you're focused on all these colorful villain characters and stuff.
Could have done without El Diablo.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that because I think I was like someone who knew nothing about El Diablo, and I'm a big comic reader. And I knew nothing about it, so I can only imagine most people have no idea who the hell this guy is.
Yeah,
we're surprised by him. Like,
you know what I think it was? I think it was the scene that was handled when he's talking about like, oh, he obviously accidentally killed his family.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of people, like, he won over a lot of the audience. He didn't.
I feel like the visuals of it weren't done correctly for me. Like, I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel, you know what I mean?
Really?
It was like a little too, like, she looked fine, his wife.
But then she burned away to a crisp.
But she didn't look burned, like, at all right before then.
Yeah, like, I think that was more like a... I don't think that was like an actual, this is exactly how it looked like thing.
Right.
I think it was more of like a, kind of artistically interpreted version. Also, the movie's PG-13, so there's stuff like the Joker shoots Common in the head in the club, and you don't see the shot. You see, like, it cuts away when he shoots him and everything.
Yeah.
So they can't just show, like, just a burning corpse and everything.
And
she burns in his hands.
That's one thing that made me not like Harley Quinn. Like, he's telling that story.
Yeah.
El Diablo's telling that story, and she's like, own it, and like getting all in his face about it. I'm like, look, lady, he didn't choose this.
Yeah.
You chose for no reason to get involved in all this. Leave that man alone. He is just trying to mind his own business.
Well, he was also a criminal that was like guns and killing people and money and drugs and all that stuff.
Well, don't worry about that.
Forget about that part. But like, that's what I liked about that character. He's a guy that used to live a violent life, and then like, like he said, when he lost his temper, his powers, he couldn't control his powers, and then bad shit happens, and like it cost him his family and everything.
Yeah.
And like, what Harley Quinn was saying is like, own that shit, like,
Yeah, but she was saying it in a way that was like,
she meant it in a way of like, it's what makes you who you are. You have to own your past and the mistakes you've made and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took it as meaning that.
Just came off as annoying to me.
You get annoyed by a lot, though. He was just minding his own business.
I'm gonna own it.
Burning his family down.
That's who I am. I'm annoyed.
All right, final thoughts on Suicide Squad.
I'm glad it exists, but
yeah.
I'm fine with not watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, doing Harley Quinn and the Joker is going to be difficult for anyone.
Yeah.
But
I thought she nailed Harley Quinn personally.
I just felt like it was fine.
I think the things that they could have fixed in the movie weren't on Margot Robbie or the performance at all.
I'll say that. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah. I liked what's the accent? She's kind of doing an accent.
She's kind of doing the.
I liked it.
Every now and then you can kind of hear the Harley Quinn accent and stuff, which in the trailers I didn't think she was doing an accent at all. So it was nice to see, like, which is kind of makes it feel like it might be a little uneven throughout the movie, but she didn't go too far with the cartooniness of that voice.
I would have made the Joker a lot more simple.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, he was all over the place in this movie. He was wearing multiple different outlandish costumes and all this stuff.
I guess you could make an argument that that's what he would do, but not
the version of the Joker that they're doing in this movie. And once I heard it put this way, I was like, okay, I guess I get it. Like, they, when the Joker was introduced in the 30s, he was a clownish version of a typical or not in the 30s, in the 40s. Was he? It was 1940, I believe.
Superman was 39, and then Batman was shortly after that, so that would be 40s.
So yeah, and Joker, so in 1940, that was what a gangster looked like.
Yeah.
That was what the Joker, the Joker was the clown prince of crime. He was a criminal. He looked like a typical criminal, but as a clown.
Right.
That's what they say that David Ayer was doing with this version of it.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I guess, like, I mean, I see that now. I understand how they got there with it, knowing that bit of knowledge. Still not my favorite. Like, I mean, but then again, I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever see a Joker that is anymore at this point because they've done so many.
When you're introducing the Joker in this movie universe,
yeah,
maybe it's best not to also do like an alien-looking enemy along with it. Do you know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
To me, it kind of diminished the Joker, because there's, even though I didn't really care about the Enchantress's what do you call it?
Powers.
Whatever she's doing, it completely overshadowed the Joker being scary or a menace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I kind of disagree with that because like, there's stuff like...
Well, you're wrong.
The scene I like is, you know, when Ike Barinholtz's character, the guy from Mini Project that we were talking about, the guard at the prison, when he's out, you know, gambling, doing his own thing, minding his own business.
Well, that was good.
He gets brought into the back in the kitchen area. The guy's chopping the meat.
You never want to go into the kitchen area when you're gambling.
Yeah, it's a good job. Yeah, you're killing it. When he's sitting there and he hears the Joker's voice when he comes up behind him, I love that. Like the reaction of this character. Like,
I thought the Joker was gonna kiss him.
Yeah. Although the Joker is a Bugs Bunny type character sometimes, he would totally kiss him, and I would still go along with that as well. There's little things like that. Like that was the one example of like, oh, this is how the world would react to Joker. Like if someone knowing who he is, and especially the guy that his job is to guard his girlfriend. Right. He knows who the Joker is. So as soon as he hears that voice, he's like, oh shit. I like that character too. Yeah. The guard. He was an asshole, but he was a fun asshole. Had a lot of great jokes early on in the movie. Okay, yeah.
See, when he's more memorable to me than Killer Croc or Katana, we got a problem.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of characters to introduce, and like I'm just overall like I think what I said in the first review is that this film was exactly what I expected it to be. I didn't have any huge expectations of what a Suicide Squad movie would be. Yeah. They more or less delivered for the most part on what I thought this would be. Maybe more
define the mission.
Well, yeah.
Have a more defined goal.
Yeah. It was a lot of like confusion as far as like why certain turns in the story were happening. Like when Deadshot found the folder of the file and stuff.
First of all, that was a pretty big folder for him to thumb through
that quickly
in 10 seconds. Be like, tell him the whole story. Of like, bro,
you don't know the whole story. tell them that. Well, you know, tell me too, because I don't know it yet either.
Because I looked at some pictures. It said top secret.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
But yeah, like it was a little unclear in that moment. It's like, wait, why is he mad?
Yeah,
like,
why is everyone pissing off into the?
Yeah, and they kind of didn't even quite get to it right away either, and especially in the extended cut. And then she's like, "Wait, what was that about out there?"
Yeah, I feel like they all went in there and they're like, "Why are we mad?"
Yeah. Like, okay, we're all mad, right? Okay, why? Yeah, you're right. And then he explains, like the reason they were mad is because they were, you know, they're the patsies. They're gonna take the blame for all of this.
Why do they care? No, think about it. Why?
I guess, yeah.
Think about it. They rob and steal and kill people anyway. Why do they give a shit?
Maybe I could see why Deadshot would be mad. Like, you know.
Okay, one guy.
He wants his daughter to not think of him. That line. I'm commenting on when we watched it.
That's the good line. Yeah.
When he was like, I bought that line completely. When he's like, I don't want my daughter thinking I'm a piece of shit or whatever. The way he said it.
I really like that.
Me too. Like that was I
was like, all right, I
bought that. He's like, I don't want her thinking her daddy's a piece of shit.
It's like, all right, you won me back into the movie. Yeah. But like the rest of it was like, okay, so you got one guy who cares. Why do the rest of them care?
Here's a scene that they a missed opportunity. Maybe it'll be on the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray, maybe not. When at the end of the movie, when Enchantress lets them all see their dream come true kind of thing, and you get Deadshot killing Batman, and you get Harley Quinn and her fucked up head are the perfect version of their lives. Yep. The normal version, that was really off-putting to see.
It was.
I would have liked to have seen Katana, like see like maybe what her like, you know, her and her husband, because we never see her husband in the movie. Right. Her husband just always dead. We see her kill one of the guys that was there when her husband died. Didn't even do it. He was just watching. And
mind his own business.
Yeah, mind his own damn business. But I really would have liked to have seen Captain Boomerang's.
Well, we talked about what it is.
Well,
deep down in our hearts, we know what it is.
Well, there was what you said that I liked was funny. Was go ahead and say it.
You know what, Flash? You're all right.
It's just Captain Boomerang and the Flash.
He's got like his arm around his neck, but like not in a menacing way. He's like, "Yeah, you're all right." And he gives him a beer.
But I'm thinking about it more, I was like, you know what it probably would be, you know, when
playing
he introduced.
with a frisbee.
No, remember it's introduced with his character. You know, the things on the screen.
Yeah.
Said fetish pink unicorns.
Uh-huh.
And he has that stuffed unicorn that he carries around to the movie. It would have something to do with pink unicorns.
The Flash giving it to him.
Him and the Flash riding on pink unicorns. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen, because Captain Boomerang was such a fun character.
Oh, Flash, you're all right. How do you run that fast? Can I do that?
Can you make me do that?
Rocky. Foster's.
But yeah, that would have that would have been like a Deadpool kind of like cutaway kind of like ridiculous gag with the pink unicorn thing.
Yeah. That
could have been fun. But yeah, so overall, I originally rated Suicide Squad a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
That I was hoping that maybe the extended cut would change that drastically, maybe 7.5 or an 8. I can't say that it changes at all. It's still a 7 for me.
Yeah.
But when I'm going to watch the movie, I'm going to watch that version of the movie. Because why not? It's only like 12 minutes longer, and there's a couple of scenes in there. Oh, the one scene that I was going to say, the motorcycle scene, I thought that was you know, I talked about why I liked that scene as far as the character relationship, but also the structure of the film. Because later, after that, there's a part where they're walking up the stairs, and she looks down, and she flashes back to her falling into the vat and all that stuff. Like, it was like a weird one-off flashback, which I felt like it seemed to work better with the motorcycle flashback, and like peppering a few more of those in there, so it's kind of, you establish that story structure and stuff. So yeah, I felt that alone, just having another flashback there, helped make more sense.
Yeah,
because just a weird one-off there before. All right, so yeah, it's still a 7 out of 10 for me. Do you have a rating for the movie?
I give it 4.5 boomerangs.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Out of 10? 4.5. That's low.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your opinion or whatever, but 4 out of 10 is a pretty low score.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to.
Really? Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I thought you might have liked it a little more than that, but wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I know you were annoyed throughout the movie at a lot of things.
I was.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, a lot of people just trying to mind their own goddamn business. It really bothers me when...
I mean,
because there's no hero coming to stop any of them. Like, I get it. I get the point of the movie.
Yeah.
But, like, through watching it, I'm realizing, like, there's no one...
There's no one coming to save the day.
Flash isn't going to come and stop him. Batman's not going to stop something. Like, they're all just dicking around. Like, they're... I don't know. I didn't...
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I get it. I think for me, because... For me, the characters, I liked almost all. I would say I liked all the characters. There was some things I would have done a little differently with some of the characters.
Yeah.
Like establish a little more Killer Croc.
What was I annoyed about? I can't remember.
Katana. In Joker, I would have established, you know, in the traditional version of the Joker.
Yeah.
That eventually became the version we saw.
Problem
is, this is the first, again, just like Batman versus Superman. The first time we're being introduced to these characters,
we're starting all the way.
Starting way later with them in their career, their life.
Right.
You know, a 20-year into a Batman, which I was cool with.
Yeah.
But it seems like an odd thing to do, to start with the Dark Knight Returns version of Batman.
Oh, there was one thing. Didn't a lot of people have a problem with Batman punching Harley?
Yeah.
Look, I watched this. 100%. It's all right that he punched her in the face. 100%. Because she was swinging a knife at him.
She also was an accomplice in the murder of Robin.
Right.
That's something
she had
skipped over. That was on the. I saw it quickly when I saw the movie in the theater. Can't pause it when it's in the theater, but I saw accomplice in the murder of, and it had the name scratched out.
Paused.
Yeah, had the name scratched out.
Yeah,
and then having it now to watch digitally, I could pause it,
right.
And it clearly says Robin there and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Batman has never shied away from. I mean, yeah, like I get the female violence and everything, punching and all that stuff. The banner or the billboard for
right.
for X-Men Apocalypse, where Apocalypse had Mystique by the throat.
People have a problem with that?
People had a huge problem with that. That was like the whole, like, because it was the billboard was just this big dude strangling a woman.
It was a supervillain.
And yeah, I mean, it's that cartoony kind of comic book.
Like, I'm not saying it's like, okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying hit a woman or choke a woman or anything like that.
But it's a supervillain.
Please
don't
get me wrong. But like Batman, it's not a matter of man or woman. It's a matter of good and evil.
Right. That lady was swinging a knife at him.
Yeah.
Was he going to go, hey, come on now?
Yeah.
Or is he going to punch her in the face?
Yeah.
Punch her in the face.
Punch her, and he pulls her out, saves her life and all that.
If you watch, I want to watch just that little bit again. He kind of looks like he's like, ugh, I get, like he's a little bit annoyed that like, all right, I guess I'll save you.
Yeah. Yeah, when he's about to give her CPR.
Yeah, he's like, oh, God. I really want to be home. Cold.
Yeah.
Tired.
Okay, so final thoughts. That's it? Suicide Squad?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. Well, if you like this episode, please like and subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Those things are really beneficial to us. They'll help get the word out there.
Please.
Go to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all the Amazing Nerdiverse related needs.
T-shirts coming soon.
Yeah, no. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Jeff_Grants, GRANTZ.
And I'm at Steven Tukert, STEVENTEUCHERT.
And until next time, we'll see you next week, right here in the Amazing Nerdiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.